There are a lot of misconceptions around how to get the most out of the Andromeda, the meta algorithm. And so I'm doing a quick demonstration here. Now, first of all, anybody who says copywriting is diminished by AI is not paying attention. The quality of copy, creative ideas that you get from these chatbots is totally dependent on you. So if you are somebody who says this shit doesn't work, um, you're you're not paying attention. So here are 12 positioning points. Now, a big mistake people make when they write copy is they just think more ads, throwing more ads is better, throwing more ads in the ad sets, that's better than no, not enough ads. And they think that's the reason, that's how to convert. Or but the hook isn't converting as well as it was. You get diminishing returns when you keep trying to run the same kind of creative. So when we talk about running new ad copy, this is what it looks like. Okay, so let's say people who have ADHD or your older demographic are your bread and butter. Does that mean that you keep writing more older demographic copy? Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many ways of saying the same thing in different ways, which is the point of UX testing. That's what UX testing is, giving people different user experiences. So that means you need to have different copy. Now, a technique I use and have taught and use with partners and clients is having the same body copy in your primary, just different first lines. So that's like 123, 125, whatever it is, characters of primary copy that you get to change. And then a different headline, maybe different text hooks, maybe the same text hook with different static images, maybe the same static image, the same text hook with the different first opening lines and different headlines. So there's different ways of getting lots of UX testing from just changing the first line. But then we have different positioning points, or a within a positioning point, you have your specificity points. Now, all of this is imperative to be aware of, to have in front of you, right? You want to understand every aspect of your market so that you can write different UX copy. But then you want to get into the different positioning points. What are their archetypes? What are their symbols? What are their opening first lines if you're using the same body copy 4 times just with different first opening lines, first 125 characters in the headline? So, I mean, just from right there, you have lots of ads to test and testing them in an intelligent way. But because creative is what tells the algorithm who to find, you need to test lots of different body copy. If you're not testing lots of different body copy above and beyond the first line test against UX, then you're wasting time and money. So let's just say, for instance, you're running a VSL in the ADHD market and it's converting. And then you start running other copy, other new VSLs in that space. And then the conversions are lower, the ROAS is lower, and you're like, what is going on? Or it's converting, then you raise spend, and all of your happy metrics drop, make you sad. That's because you ran out of a total addressable market. There's not enough people to impress with impressions, add impressions. And therefore, your account goes into decline. So that's predictable. If you run ads the way, like, where you're just running one market and, you're just constantly trying to get more out of that market, you're going to experience rapid fatigue. Now, if you're training your account to find lots of different people, then you're going to have more sustainable metrics across the board. So, being able to get ad copy for all of these, if you're selling this product, like this is just a for instance, and you might say, oh, well, my product doesn't have all those positioning points. I've worked with copywriters who couldn't get this many positioning points for this one product. So don't tell me that your product doesn't have enough ways of positioning it. So by doing this, we're tapping into all these different markets. All of these people are now a possibility for our total addressable market. That means we're going to get more out of our ad spend. We're going to have more ads converting and more ads scaling, as we are also constantly increasing the way that we're asking the algorithm to find people to include in our TAM. And this has to be a way that you think when you're addressing meta ads. Because if you're not, then you're not getting what you think out of it that you should be getting out of it. So by putting this together, I now have, this is so much more than like a company that hires copywriters would furnish a copywriter with. But this gives you so much direction and so much awareness about all the different type of ad copy that you can be writing. And this is something that you need to be doing for everything that you're running in Meta. So it's like, if you pay a copywriter, people pay me to write VSLs. But if you're only running those VSLs and they don't convert, don't come complaining to me. That's willful ignorance. It's willful ignorance to not acknowledge what the algorithm wants is diversity in order to have any assets convert. So give it the diversity, and this is how you give it diversity. My ads have the potential of being so much more diverse and much more likely to convert because of how I'm training the algorithm to expand my TAM. By doing this, I am much more likely to convert, much more likely to get the most out of ad spend. And most copywriters can't do this. They don't think like this because they don't spend money on the platform. They're trying to take your money, promising to make you more money, when if you don't understand what the algorithm wants from you, all the copy you write is not going to be tested properly. And that goes double if you are an offer owner doing your own creative. Remembering that creative and positioning is the hook. And it is what is commanding, it's like back in the old power editor day of Facebook ads, the amount of interest, targeting, specificity that you would have in there on the back end determines so much about how the copy performed. Now the copy does all of that. And yet so few copywriters and offer owners are truly taking advantage of that and leveraging it. And I hope that makes sense, because it's super important to get all this. It's super important to understand what the platform really wants and needs from you. And again, this is an embarrassment of riches right here, to understand all these things about your market, right? And then being able to use these as jumping off points to write complete ads. And then, it's like, are you going to write traditional direct response style VSLs? Are you going to work with content creators? Are you going to give this doc, this HTML file that I train my Claude to create? You can take advantage of it here at positioning-point after markbuschetti.com. And then you can train your Claude to spit it out and fill it all for you. once you show it what you want, and you can expand upon it. I'm giving you all the heuristics in here as well, the stuff that makes these ads work, the psychology behind these ads that makes them work. I'd love to hear your questions, y'all. I know that there's a lot to talk about when it comes to ads and how to get the most out of ad spend. So please do drop your comments, comment your comment in the comments, and I will be dropping more of these as time permits. I'm trying to get back onto a daily schedule, so please do subscribe on whatever platform you're on, and I'll see you soon.